Hello, lore hounds. It's iTZKooPA here. We're inside Robot Entertainment's booth. I'm here with Rippy for Orcs Must Die. So basically, would it be horrible to call it like a TD where you're inside the game?
No, that's pretty accurate. So it all takes place third person, so you're like down in the action all the time, but you do get those traps. You're able to put down the traps, and if they break through, you got to break out your sword, you got to use your spells and make a big mess out of the orcs.
So I mean, it's just wave after wave coming at us. We have a standard like auto attack weapon. Well, not auto attack. We trigger it. We shoot.
Right.
But that's like a standard weapon, and then we also have all the traps we actually place and use and interact with.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. So we've got over 20 levels in the game, and after every level that you win, you are given a new trapper spell. So you start looking around the world. You say, okay, well, this level has a lot of need for floor space, or has a lot of floor space. So I'm going to put down spike traps on the floor, maybe a swinging mace up top, and then I'm going to send them in and go for it.
So do we do like a mousetrap thing, or like are the levels the same, where it's kind of always that tower with the spiral going up, or do the whole layouts change and everything?
Yeah, every one of the levels is different. So you're going to see some that are a straight line. You'll see some corkscrews. You'll see some where you're looking down, fighting down on top of them. So there's a ton of different levels.
So there's strategy not only in designing your trap layouts, but also picking your traps, because you're only given a certain amount that you can use at once, right?
Right, you can take, it depends on the level, but let's say by the end of the game you can take 8 spells and traps with you. So you really do have to look at the enemies that are coming in, think about what traps work best with the enemies, and what traps work best with the level.
We have a scouting report before the maps to decide those things?
Yeah, you can take a look at all of them that are coming in, plus you can run around the world and go, and decide what needs to go where.
Do we, as a character, ever level up, or do we, like, upgrade traps or anything like that?
Yeah, later in the game you have a whole kind of tech tree that unfolds before you can go and decide, hey, I prefer playing the trap route, so I'm going to boost up my traps, or hey, I want to boost up the way my archers work in the game, I can do that. Boost up my spells. So
we also noticed there's a lot of environmental stuff that we can play with. Not only the traps we put out, but just general things that are in the castle or wherever we may be.
Yeah, that's a huge part of the game. So you've got chandeliers hanging down from the ceiling. You can shoot those and they'll drop and they'll kill the orcs. You've got a rolling log that you can shoot and it'll go down the stairs and flatten everybody in the way. We've got a ballista on some levels that you can go and you can hop in the ballista and start picking guys off. So there's a ton.
And I know the first question that most people have is probably, we're seeing just strict single player.
Yeah.
Is there an idea, like maybe later on, to do co-op or even PvP in some weird fashion?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. The decision that we made was to do a single player game this time. Focus on getting all the parts that are going into the game and make them as tight and as polished as we can make them. So get that in, get it out the door, and start trying to get feedback from what people are interested in, and then maybe build from there.
Okay, so do you think like the subsequent releases would be almost like add-on packs, or would it be like another release? How would you deal with that? I mean, it's digital distributed, so.
Yeah, I think all those options are available to us. So it just depends on what people are looking for, really.
How many different mob types do we end up fighting?
There's more than 8 for sure. There's more than 8 is what we're saying. So like in the demos that we're doing today, we've got the standard orc archers, ogres, flying units, guys that just creatures that just run really fast to the rip. I mean, there's a lot.
They just zerg.
Yeah, exactly. They mob around you and take over.
So you mentioned flying units, so there's flying and ground, so some of your traps won't work and stuff like that?
Exactly. That's a big part of the strategy is, you think you've laid the perfect trap for the guys on the ground, and then all of a sudden, through a window, the flying units break through, and you've got to completely rethink your plan.
Wow. So and there's also multi-tiered levels?
Yeah. So some levels are kind of hallways stacked on hallways, and you're going up, you're going down.
It looks fantastic. It plays really, really well already, and we have a whole lot of stuff to do and buy. And
yeah.
You're constantly busy, even though you're stacking money. It's like you get that breather, but sometimes it's not not enough time to perfectly make the traps get all synergy on each other and do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Is there any moment in the game where like you just love seeing a whole wave of guys go down?
Oh yeah, I mean, what's been so cool about this show is getting people to play it for the first time other than ourselves, and we're seeing it. We're seeing things that we had no idea would happen when people were playing it, because we've got real physics in the game, so things are being thrown around. People are using trap combinations that we never would have expected, throwing the explosive barrels across the map, having them land on top of an ogre and kill an ogre. It's like wow. Wow. That's cool that works. so everybody's telling a different story when they finish the game, and that's really, really cool.
So when do we expect this to come out?
It'll be out this summer. We're getting pretty close to being done, so late spring, early summer.
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty polished right now. It's totally playable, at least what you're showing us. So
cool, good.
What are we thinking beta time frame? Is there going to be one?
I mean, we haven't talked about a beta a whole lot. We'll definitely have a demo for it, so that'll, I'm sure, come out a little bit before the game comes out so people can give it a shot.
What about a price point?
I haven't decided that, but it's a downloadable title. It'll be on the consoles and PCs, so you can kind of start thinking about.
So kind of like a indie budget style thing?
Kind of like that, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Perfect price point, and hopefully we get all the other stuff in short order, because it seems like a lot of fun.
Very good, very good.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks. Good deal.
Thanks.